frog or toad? This is our reading today, and then we have some questions to answer after. So let's begin. This is called Frog or Toad by Derrick-Accéus. We have two pictures up here, and we have to decide what is a frog and what is a toad. Can you tell a frog from a toad? Frogs and toads are alike in many ways. They both start their lives in water. Later, both can live on land or in water. Grown frogs and toads use lungs to breathe. Frogs and toads are also different. Frogs have narrow bodies. Toads have wide bodies. Most frogs have smooth, wet skin. Most toads have dry, bumpy skin. Frogs jump using their long back legs. Toads walk and hop using their short back legs. Okay, so now we have some questions to answer based on what we just read. Number 1. Where do both frogs and toads start their lives? Oops, almost forgot to write my name. So I look back. Where do they start their lives? They both start their lives in water. So based on what I just read, it will be B, in water. Number 2. What two animals does this text compare? We know this passage is all about frogs and toads. Number 3. Frogs and toads are different in some ways. What information from the text shows us this is true? So I'm looking for how they are different. This shows how they are the same. This also shows how they are the same. This one shows how they are different. So it is C. Okay, we have a few more questions. Number 4. What is Frog or Toad mainly about? Our passage talks about frogs and toads. It compares and contrasts them, which means it shows how they are alike and different. So it is A. Number 5. What do grown frogs and toads use to breathe? So I need to look back for this one. Grown frogs and toads use what to breathe? Grown frogs and toads use lungs to breathe. So they use lungs. I'm just completing my sentence here. Number 6. What did you learn from frog or toad? Think back. Take a look at it again. What is something you learned from this passage? Something I learned from this passage was this bottom part. Frogs jump using their long back legs. I've seen frogs jump before, and I've seen them use their long back legs, so that I knew. But toads walk and hop using their short back legs. I didn't know that toads had short back legs. So that's an important difference between the two. Frogs have long back legs, and toads have short back legs. That was something new that I learned. Okay, next, number 7. Use information from the text to compare and contrast frogs and toads. So that means today You're going to draw a little Venn diagram on my paper, because you know I love me some graphic organizers. Alright, let's see. So I'm going to draw my two big circles. This is my Venn diagram. This is how I can compare and contrast different things. So on one side, I title it frogs, one is toads, in the middle is both. So I contrast the differences here and compare them in the middle. So first, I'm going to start on the frog side. Actually, let's look back. Alike. So we'll do the middle part. We'll compare them. How are frogs and toads alike? They both start their lives in water. Okay, that's frogs and toads start their lives in water. Then they can live on land or in water. And I have one more. They use their lungs to breathe. So those are my comparisons. How are they different? Frogs have narrow bodies. While toads have wide bodies. Let's look for one more. Frogs have smooth, wet skin, while toads have dry, bumpy skin. So in my Venn diagram, I know all about frogs. They have narrow bodies and they are smooth and wet on their skin. Toads have wide bodies with dry, bumpy skin. They both start their lives in water, can live on land or water, and they use their lungs to breathe. So my Venn diagram shows me how to compare the two and contrast the two.